Okay, guide signs are our green signs. They're guiding us towards our destination. These are the rectangle signs that we see all along the road that say Du Bois 24 miles, Harrisburg 52 miles. They're guiding us towards our destination. If we're on the interstate, a guide sign is the big rectangle sign that's typically going to tell us where we exit at. Now, with guide signs, we have a number of different anomalies here. And this was all specifically planned out with a purpose. If we look at the United States, and I know I'm not an artist, but let's pretend that this is the United States. Okay, so in the United States, all interstates, no matter what state we go to, if we're in Pennsylvania or if we're over in California, it all works the same. Even numbered interstates run east and west. So even run east and west.
Eric, get a call line 38. Eric Saxman, 38.
Odd numbered interstates all run north and south. Okay, in addition to that, there's a few other things that we're going to notice here. Our mile marker signs. Anytime that we have a mile marker sign, this is how mile markers work. If we're in Pennsylvania, mile markers start at 0 on the west side of the state, and just like we're reading a book, they go up from 0. So 0 from left to right, and once we get to Philadelphia or Scranton, it could be 400, whatever miles that is. Same thing works in every state. If we're in Florida and we're down here in Miami, at the very southern end of your state, it starts at 0 and the mile markers blast off and go up just like the spaceship. So they start at 0 in Miami, go up past Daytona, all the way to the top of Florida. So no matter what state you're in, your mile markers start at 0 on the west side and they start at 0 on the south side. One other thing to point out here. Mile markers. As you're traveling down the interstate, you see these mile markers every 2/10 of a mile. So it might be 123.2, 123.4, 123.6. Is this just a massive waste of taxpayer dollars? Why did they do this? Right, this is safety. Every 2/10 of a mile is approximately how far the typical person can see clearly. So if you have one of these every 2/10 of a mile, you'll be able to read the next one and see exactly where you're at. Because if there's an accident and you have to call 911, how long is it going to take them to get to you if you say, well, I don't know where I'm at, I'm on the interstate, I'm heading east, I'm somewhere between Clarion and Clearfield. That's going to take quite a while, right? Especially if there's injuries. So what they did was they come along here and they put a mile marker sign every 2/10 of a mile. You call for help, you can say, I am at mile marker 123.4. Please send the ambulance, the fire truck, there's injuries. They can come exactly to where you're at. Lastly, what we see right here, all these numbered signs. When you're driving on the interstate, let's say you're going to Florida on vacation, 19-hour drive, right? The last thing you want to do is get stuck in Charlotte during rush hour. So there's ways to get around this so that you're not going through cities on rush hour. And that is anytime that you see these 3-digit numbers. If you see these 3-digit bypasses, if the 3 digits starts with an even number, and for instance, we'll say 681. But the first number, the 3-digit number, is even. Even is round. Round goes around the city. So you don't have to get stuck in the rush hour traffic, sitting bumper to bumper, taking 2 hours to go just a couple of miles. This is something you want to keep in mind for when you're going on your vacations. If you're going downtown to the big ball game, you want to go through town to get to the stadium. So for instance, this one here, 581, the 5 is an odd number. If it starts with an odd number goes straight through the town. So if you're going to the ball game, you want to go through town, 581 would be the route that you'd want to take. If you don't want to go through town, you want to avoid rush hour, you're looking for the loop, even is round, goes around the town. And then it brings you right back onto the interstate, so you can keep on going. So that's your best bet if you're going on vacation.